Hello and welcome to the Motocross Network, the Moto Daily Show on the Motocross Network. I haven't done any videos all week because it's been a pretty droughtful week of news, I guess, if that's even a word. I don't really know. Anyway, yeah, there's been no news this week, but I got some stories for you today. Kind of some dramatic stuff, a couple stories from a couple days ago that I didn't want to do a whole video on because it isn't really a full story. But I figured I'd add that all in today so I can give you guys one solid video for the week. In today's video, our story lineup consists of Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider Max Vohland. He's out with injury. It's really unfortunate. I'll tell you what we know about it so far. Then we got, finally, a penalty report from the AMA for San Francisco Supercross. They just released this, I think. It was either late 2 nights ago or early yesterday morning. Obviously, that's really late for them. It's almost been a week since the race. So I'll show you the Supercross penalties from last weekend's race. The third story we got is Logan KARNOW, the popular privateer. He finally provided us with a proper injury update, what he actually tore, broke, all that stuff. I'll show you that in a minute. And then the final story of the day is an MXGP one, Jorge Prado. His home track that he grew up on, it's called Moto Park Lugo. They will be racing there in the MXGP Championship this year. All right, now before we get into today's video, the first issue of our magazine in 2024 will be released on the first weekend of February. Now, to cut back on expenses from last year, the first year we did the magazine, we don't want any leftovers, so this year we're releasing the magazine a bit different. Instead of doing a bulk buy with a guess of how much we're going to sell, we're now implementing pre-orders the month before its release. This assures that we only order what we need and a couple more extra on top of that. So if you want issue number 7, go pre-order a copy now, link in the description, or become a MagPass subscriber and get all copies for 2024. After pre-orders close, there won't be many available, so I can't assure that you'll be able to buy one after the pre-order closes. So if you want one, pre-order it now, and you'll get it in the first week of February. One more thing before we get started. In 2023, I got my media pass for the final 3 rounds of Pro Motocross. Now in 2024, I intend on doing a couple rounds of Supercross and many rounds of Pro Motocross, getting post-race interviews from the track for you guys. With that being said, traveling is really expensive, and to assist with those expenses, I've added channel memberships. I got 3 tiers of support. There's Privateer, Satellite, and Factory Ride. So if you guys want to assist me with those upcoming traveling expenses, this is the best way to do it. Obviously, they also come with perks and emojis as well, as you guys can see on the screen. You can use those emojis in the chat. There's perks for each one. You can go look. Just head to my channel, look for the join button, click it, and take a look at the perks and what you get from it. And huge thanks to all of you guys who join and assist me in getting to these events. All right, the first story of the day is a really sucky one, and that is regarding Pro Circuit Kawasaki rider Max Vohland. Vohland made a big switch this year from his longtime team, KTM, to the legendary Pro Circuit Monster Energy Kawasaki team. All offseason, we heard rumors that Vohland was flying on the test track, one of the fastest guys in the offseason, and how good he was going to be this year. Well, at A1, he looked pretty solid, earning a respectable 5th place finish, but unfortunately, in San Francisco, he had bike problems, which led to a 19th place finish, which really sucks, but whatever way you slice it, he looked really good at Anaheim 1, and we were expecting to see a lot from him this year. Well, as of yesterday, his season looks to be over. Kawasaki released a press release confirming that he was indeed injured in a practice crash. They stayed very, very vague and silent on his injury. They didn't say what happened. And they didn't even give an estimated return date. They just said nowhere in the near future. I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something like that. Obviously, they're trying to conceal the details, as these teams always do. But I did some digging of my own and got some more details for you guys. He was training alongside his Pro Circuit and Monster Energy Kawasaki teammates, like Anderson, He was training with them at Glen Helen when he went down. I found a photo for you. I'll throw that up on the screen right now of him injured. The track crew from Glen Helen claimed it looked like a leg injury, possibly femur, but Moto Media personality Steve Mathis claimed it was a hip injury from what he heard. So that's the extent of details we have thus far. Now, if I take a conservative stand and say it was just a hip dislocation, well, that's a 2 to 3 month recovery alone. So if that's the least amount of time he's going to be out, that sucks to see. And most likely, Vohland will miss the remainder of Monster Energy Supercross, which is a massive bummer. He was looking so good. I'm wishing Vohland a speedy recovery. It really sucks to see him injured this early in the season. We didn't even get to see what he really had. He definitely had podium speed, so it sucks to see this. But anyway, wishing him a speedy recovery, and let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. All right, second story of the day is finally we got San Francisco penalty report. The first one was in the 250 class. They only had one in the 250 class. This was actually, I put a comment on this under my qualification report that I started doing. This is regarding Thrasher in qualifying. He jumped on red lights. That's the violation. That's how he lost his fastest lap. That's how he got dropped from the winner of qualification to second place. But yeah, I couldn't find the footage of it. If I'm being honest, he probably couldn't see the lights because of how much rain there was and how much mud there was. So yeah, I mean, it sucks for him, but it's fine. It was just qualifying, whatever. On to the 450 class, we have Vince Friese in Heat 1. They gave him a loss of 3 positions for allegedly gaining an advantage while off track. I looked back on this and I couldn't find the exact spot. I think it might have been the whoop section. I don't remember for sure. But loss of 3 positions. Whatever. It was just a heat race anyway. And for the final one, another 450 rider, Justin Barcia. They claimed he gained an advantage while off track. I believe this was for the whoop sections. In the last chance qualifier, they gave him a loss of 2 positions, but that obviously keeps him still in the qualifying position. Thus, he keeps his final score of, I don't remember what it was, 17th. So it wasn't a great score in the first place, but the thing that was interesting of this for me was that Friese and Barcia got penalized for gaining an advantage while off track, but Hunter Lawrence, who went around the whoops 2 or 3 laps in a row, blatantly gaining time, got no penalty. I don't remember if it was a heat race or the main event, but you could see on TV, it was 2 or 3 laps, I can't remember exactly, but he went into a line that kind of curved into the left side of the track, pushing him out of the whoops. The first one, it was obviously an accident. Second time, it looked like he just kind of fell into it. And I'm pretty sure he did it the third time. And the third one looked like he was just using it. But either way, every single time, once he fell out of the whoop section onto the flat side of the track, he hit the gas. Obviously gaining time. If you watch the guys going through the whoops, it was so gnarly. It was definitely the heat race because they changed it for the main event. So in the heat race, Hunter cut it and was obviously gaining time because of how fast he was barely hitting the throttle, but no one was moving in the whoops. It was so bad. So him just coming off the track, barely hitting the throttle, he's gaining so much time. It was he should have got a penalty. It's pretty sad to see those two, Barcia and Friese. They obviously got targets on their back though. Hunter isn't because he's the angel. He's one of the angels of our sport, so we treat him differently. But yeah, sucks to see he didn't get a penalty. I think that's pretty unfair. But that's how the AMA works. You learn to live with it. That's how it works in the AMA. All right, on to an injury update. Logan KARNOW, the popular privateer, number 169, the guy sponsored by OF. He ended up in that first turn pileup that was caused by Hunter Lawrence in Anaheim 1 in the heat race. He ended up with a really messed up leg. I'm sure you guys have seen the pictures. I'm not going to risk putting them on screen because YouTube isn't too fond of gory things, blood, so I'm just not going to even bother putting that up here. But he ended up with a broken fibula, a fully torn deltoid ligament. He said he tightened up the syndesmosis ligament. I don't know what that is. That's new to me. And he fractured his heel. So that's a lot. That really sucks for KARNOW. He thanked his doctor for getting them all put back together last night, I think it was, yesterday. He got the surgery done, so he didn't put a recovery timeline, but I just looked it up quick to see what it could be. Well, a deltoid tear takes roughly 4 months to heal, so most likely his season was ended at round 1. That really sucks to see. We all like Logan KARNOW. He's a pretty chill guy, popular privateer guy. Sucks to see his season end like this, but hey, things happen in our sport. I'm wishing him a speedy recovery, and let me know what you guys think about his injury. All right, final story of the day. MXGP announced its latest addition to the 2024 calendar, scheduled for the 11th and 12th of May. The MXGP of Galicia in Lugo will host its first ever MXGP Grand Prix at the spectacular Jorge Prado Municipal Circuit. This is the birthplace of MXGP World Champion Jorge Prado, one of the best riders in the world. In addition to featuring the MXGP and MX2 classes, they will also showcase the FIM Women's Motocross Championship and EMX 125 Championship. This event will also be the second Grand Prix in Spain in 2024. I'm assuming they added a second one, considering Prado is the world champion. He's really popular. That's alongside the MXGP of Spain and Into, Zanadu, Ariomolinos. Think I got that. I'm not sure. Anyway, that track normally sucks. So I went digging to see what this Moto Park Lugo, I think it's called, Moto Park Lugo track looks like, because Into Zanado is very bad. If you watched it, it's really hard packed, really dry, hot, just overall not that great. It kind of becomes one-lined. It's really rough, just kind of, it's like a long, hard whoop section with deep ruts all the way around it. Not that great of a track. So I was looking at Moto Park Lugo, see what it looks like. I'll throw a quick video I found up on screen. It looks awesome, man. It's in the woods. It seems like it's got different types of soil around the track. It's more laid back, no huge jumps. It just seems like a perfect fit for an MXGP track, in my opinion. Obviously, they'll make changes for the MXGP race, most likely anyway. I'm just assuming that they do that with most of their tracks. But overall, I think this venue could be a huge success, and I'm pumped to see it. They said building on the success of past events in Spain and with local heroes such as Prado, Fernandez, and Daniel Guillen, these two Grand Prix staged by a leading national promoter last lap promise to deliver amazing racing and great atmospheres fueled by the passion of motocross enthusiasts from Spain and around the world. So that's awesome to see. Let me look at the calendar here. I actually didn't see what race it's following. All right, so they're going to Into Zanado, second race of the year, March 24th, and then they will return to Lugo in May after MXGP of Portugal and before Saint-Jean-d'Angely in France. So, again, pumped to see it. Looks like an awesome track. Let me know what you guys think of a new venue for the MXGP World Championship. It's very rare that they add a new track, so this is really awesome to see, in my opinion. And by track, I mean a real track, not like the one in China where they build it, or the one in Indonesia where they build it for one weekend. I don't consider that a venue. This is a real motocross track, park, training facility, so I'm excited to see them bringing that back into the championship. All right, that's all the news I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to support my work, go pre-order issue number 7 of my magazine. Link in the description. If you want to support my travels for my media pass, once I get this year's media pass, go become a channel member. It's not much money, but it helps and it means a lot to me. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow in the qualification report.